So here's what I want to do on this kind of conversion path, especially as CMOs. We know we're supposed to be very pipeline driven, right? Very driven on conversion, right? We got to be deep inside of our Salesforce or HubSpot CRM and working and helping with deals in every way that we can. But your point of view is that the handoff between marketing and sales is broken, and that there really actually shouldn't be a handoff. There shouldn't be a baton pass. Like, I'm done. Now you run the race. I'd love to get your thoughts on this just to get us started out here.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I think the upshot here really is that it should be a team sport, especially as marketing funnels and the way that they operate and customer buying journeys has just completely been turned on its head, I think, over the last few quarters. But I think the brutal truth really to the whole thing is that most companies don't really have a lead problem. They have that conversion problem. And whilst marketing's job, as you said, is to tee up the interest to get people into a journey, very often the seller that might pick that up or the SDR that might pick that up, all they really see is a snippet of the information, a snippet of the journey within a CRM system, within a spreadsheet, within some form of documentation. And I think the real question really as marketers isn't necessarily how do we get more leads in that funnel? It's about how do we traverse that buying journey that a customer is going through? And how do we turn the conversations and the journeys that we do have into conversations that actually close? I think from a marketing perspective, you can spend an awful lot of time talking about pipeline and SQLs and then be completely stumped why something doesn't close down at the kind of end of the flow. And I think that's really because this whole handoff, I would say it's an illusion, really. I don't think your job is done when you pass the baton. And these handoffs don't exist in a buyer or in a customer's mind. Like they don't experience departments. They don't experience marketing and sales and then customer success and then support. They just experience that one brand. And I think the moment you start getting too deep into handing things off and division of labor, which is a centuries old kind of concept that really has to change, that the buyer then starts to fill the cracks and start to experience something different than perhaps the intent you set off with. So, that's really where I'm coming from, is this kind of concept that this funnel is now changing and that we should really be changing with the times and meeting people where they are on that journey.